Alright, so I've got the engine all mounted, which was way more difficult than you would think it would be. Getting all the mounts to line up and tighten up and get in the right positions. But that's got it all done. So now I'm going to put the exhaust in. I am still waiting on a couple of other parts. I have the wrong belt, and I need a gasket for my MR2 sensor. So I basically, at a halt in terms of putting the engine together. So there's time for the exhaust. So I bought the full PPE exhaust system for this. So headers, cat, and muffler. And first, just starting to set it up. Got the headers in there. They go underneath the cross member. And then there's the cat. One of the things that's different is the pre-cat. Well, in the 1ZZ it used 2 O2 sensors before the cat. This only uses 1, which is fine, but it is much farther away. So I'm going to have to extend the wires to get to it. And you can use the same O2 sensors, and then the post-cat sensor, which is actually on the other side there. That's good. That'll be fine. And then the muffler. And I think I'm going to probably need some new hangers. I'm not sure if they're going to line. They look like they're in almost the exact same position, but not sure if they're exactly the same. So I'll get this bolted together and then probably go pick up some new hangers to make sure it all hangs nice and stays isolated. So start putting this together. The set comes with the gaskets and all the hardware you need. So it's good for as much money as it costs. It ought to. So here we go. All right, so I got this thing in. It's not final, but it is in. And I will say the cat sits really low because the exhaust comes down under the cross member. And in fact, it's just as low as the exhaust pipe and below the bumper. So I brought the bumper and kind of mocked it up a little bit, and it's below the bumper too, so which is a little unique. All right, so here we're looking at the 1ZZ engine, the original. As you can see, it's got 2 O2 sensors that are pre-catalytic converters. The 2ZZ only needs 1 of these. So the interesting thing is that on the wiring harness, 1 connected over here and 1 connected over here. And so on the new engine, the connection is way down here below the bumper. So completely different location than where it was before, way up here. Now the one thing I just learned is that here's one of the connectors, and here's the other one. So at each end of the engine, you have to connect this one. That's at the front of the engine. This one here, you don't use at all. So I'll just tape it up or whatever, cover it up so it doesn't get messed up. So I've got to extend this connector or extend the sensor from all the way down here all the way up there. So I'm going to steal some wires out of this, have to splice them in to get that connection. And you know how wiring goes. It's always takes way longer than it ought to for what it is. So hopefully I can get this put together. All right, so I spliced in some wires, pulled them out of the other wiring harness, soldered them together, put some shrink wrap on them. I decided to extend the one from up here, so I've spliced it on there too, and extend that. That way if I have to change my sensor, I can just change the sensor and I don't have to, because at first I thought, well, I could extend that wire up. I don't have to work up there on top of the engine, but so now I'll tape these up a little bit, make sure they're nice and snug. I've got some protective plastic cover to put over it, and then I think I've got a spot down there that I can get it up out of the way, and I should be able to get this sensor hooked up. All right, so I got the both of the sensors in, the O2 sensors. So this one connects right there. Hopefully you can see it. And got the cover on it. Runs up through here. Got it tied off to another one here so it gets it out of the way. and up. And then the other O2 sensor is right here. This is the post cat, which is funny, it's closer to the engine, but and that one cable was a real easy one. Just tucks up and around like that. So I got my O2, and now I can work on my air box. So I'll start getting that in.